Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This article that I have right here I think is meant to achieve two things, two goals. One, to provide disinformation, and the other one is to set up. Set up what? What they set up through disinformation. So they will give this information, which I think is disinformation because they know it's not true, and that would set up something else in the future. So based on this evidence that I think is false, then they will tomorrow or in the next 2 days they will come with new articles as a result of this statement. Excuse me. And let me read you some a little bit from this article, and I'm going to tell you what I think is going on here. So this article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine. It is from today, the 23rd of November 2022. Russia likely exhausts current stock of Iranian-made drones, says UK intelligence. Remember, this is the same UK intelligence that told you and I that Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction, and then they fucked up an entire nation. Okay? So, Russia likely exhausts current. What does that mean? Anything else that comes from now on was delivered by the Iranians now. That means what? Russia is a designated state sponsor of terrorism as of today by the European Union and some NATO bullshit clubs over there. Everybody's waiting for that. The Israelis, right, the Jewish state, is waiting for these guys to point the finger at Iran helping Russia, so they can jump in and help their four little kosher pigs. Remember the four ones, right? Zmihal, Zelensky, Yermak, and whatever his name one, Yernikov, Kernikov, Zermikov, Barnikov, Oleksiy, whatever, Oleksiy, I can't remember his last name, the Ministry of Defense. They're all kosher, so yeah. So let's see, remember today, so today is the 23rd. Now I suspect, on and off, I suspect that by tomorrow or in 2-3 days they will say, hey, they got more drones. I wonder where they got more drones, because according to the information provided by the UK intelligence that we all trust not, they were done. So these new drones that you see flying in Ukraine that are Iranian must have been delivered in the past 3 minutes and a half. You'll see, and I will be here to let you know. All right, so Russia can probably procure UAVs from overseas more rapidly than it can manufacture new cruise missiles domestically. The report says, latest defense intelligence update on the situation in Ukraine, 23rd November 2022. So this is what the UK Ministry of Defense noted, that Russia has likely launched hundreds of Iranian-made UAVs against Ukraine since September. Why only since September? Because that's when they were delivered. These have been a mixture of one-way attack OWA UAVs and more traditional reusable armed systems. According to the defense intelligence, blah 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 blah, Russia has largely used these weapons against tactical military targets and the Ukrainian electricity grid. What do you mean tactical military targets? I've never, almost ever heard, what's going on here? Ever heard that the Russians hit military targets. All I hear is kindergarten, I don't know, ladies of the night, hotels, hospitals, children, playgrounds, you know, old lady, old man, whatever. This is what I heard. Rarely, maybe 1 out of 20 or maybe 30 now articles mentions military targets. That's it. The rest is just civilian infrastructure, civilian this, civilian that, civilian that. That's why Russia is designated as a terrorist state. I don't know. I'm not there. I'm just reading what these guys honestly tell us now. So, according to defense intelligence Russia has largely used. Okay, however, recently Russian commanders likely also wanted Iranian-sourced UAVs to prioritize medical facilities as targets of opportunity and strike them with guided munitions if identified. The report says, hey, I'm not a fucking idiot. And why did I say that? I said that because if you remember, the Russians launched thousands of missiles and rockets and tube artillery and everything, thousands. And you're telling me that the Russians did not blow up all the medical facilities in the big cities that these guys are telling me about? How many medical facilities are there? Take how many? I'm not talking about the villages. Villages, your medical facility is a freaking house. I lived in Romania. I know how they are. So take cities. How many are in a city? How many cities are there attacked? 20? 50? Let's get 50. Let's get 50. 50. How many medical facilities over there? How many hospitals you have in your freaking... It's not like United States. You have this private here, private there, private there. It's not like that. You got 2 hospitals and 5 other practitioners or whatever they're called. So you give how many? I will give them 10 at the most. Now multiply 10 with the fucking 50 cities. That's what, 500 units. And the Russians were not able to blow them yet. 500 units if they really want it. Do you believe that? I don't believe it. I do not believe that. And they still are, right now they're focusing on that. And as of now I heard about hospitals and kindergartens and bullshit every freaking day. You know, I'm a little bit upset, just to put it this way, because I think these guys think that we are so fucking idiots. That's why it's just they can say whatever they want. I'm not saying that there is no medical facilities left or things that were repaired or not or partially damaged. But come on, I mean, you insult our intelligence and just count the numbers, evidence can show you that. And I was very generous when I said 10 per city. Very generous. Very generous. I'm going to give you an example, let's say Romania. When I used to live in Romania as a whatever, okay, Romania, in the city I lived, it was, I don't know, about, I can remember, 200,000 people, 150, 300,000, something like that. So it was a big city in Romania. I don't remember it having more than three hospitals maybe, main hospitals, with some little clinics. So and that was Romania, and this is Ukraine, the same lack of anything over there. Okay, so I gave them 10 per city, 10, which is, whew, I'm very, very generous. And it's 500, and they're still blowing them up. How in the hell? Get Kiev. How many Kiev has? 50? That's what? That would be 100 missiles. 100 missiles will blow all 50. And I was again generous with Kiev. But let's say that's 50. Jesus Christ. It's and this is the UK intelligence. The agency emphasized that Russia likely conceived of the UAV campaign to make up for its serve. What the? I'm reading here. The agency emphasized that Russia likely conceived of the UAV campaign to make up for its severe shortage of cruise missiles, but the approach has had limited success. Most UAVs launched have been neutralized, it says. Again, at the same time, no UAV, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian Air Forces said that Russian attacks using Iranian-made suicide drones had already decreased. This may be related to the availability of weapons, the need for their preparation, as well as weather conditions. It says Iran, here they are already, plans to supply Russia with more than 200 suicide drones in November, as reported by Ukrainian intelligence. So, I didn't read this article, and when I started it, I already knew, as I said, probably these guys are getting ready for exactly this. Iran is going to provide more. And they did in the same fucking article. Can you believe this? So they didn't wait for me for 2 days, or how many I said. 2 days. No, they're right in this article. US news channel CNN, most trusted liar in the news, reported on November 1st that Iran was preparing to send Russia approximately 1,000 additional. No, I heard there were about 3 trillion additional. CNN. Verify? How in the fuck I can verify you? The way you can verify me. But I can't say shit, but they say approximately 1,000. And they provided documents? No, but how do you call it? Anonymous source reported. How about I have about 50 anonymous sources? Does that work for me? Why? Only for the news. Why? Are they vetted? Like they never lied before or something? They should be closed today if it's about who lies and who misinforms. Including short-range ballistic missiles for use in the war against Ukraine. According to Ukrainian intelligence, Russia and Iran have agreed on transfer of 1,000 pieces of military hardware, including both ballistic missiles and more suicide drones. So Ukraine tells us is the same as Israel tells us about Iran. I don't believe anything what the Israeli intelligence services tell the Americans or tell us. When they tell us that Iran is 3 days away from building the nuclear weapons, I'm like, wait a second. That's what I do. Don't listen to that. I do not listen to that. Why? Really? Like the same here. Ukrainians are telling us that the Russians and the Iranians, they want to frame the Iranians, obviously. I don't know if that's true or not, if they send it or not. I suspect they do, you know. But when the Iranians wanted to talk with the Ukrainians on 2 occasions, guess who intervened and said, no, you can't speak with him. Who was that? This country. Anyway, so why? Because the Iranians said, okay, bring the documents, bring the evidence, let's talk, let's see. And the Ukrainians said, Daddy, what should I do? After and they say, okay, after you, then you do it again. Jesus Christ. So yeah, wait and you find out. It's useless to wait because they already claimed it on 2 little information intelligence. One that they receive 1,000 and the other one they will receive 200. So wait, ballistic missiles and the drones and I'm not saying it's impossible whatsoever. I think it's 50-50. If you ask me about it, you didn't ask me, but I was volunteering to tell you. That's how informants are. They volunteer. So anyway, it's just wait. They will press with the terrorist state, Russia, and who helps the terrorist state is absolutely a terrorist state as well. Supporter of a terrorist activities. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We'll find out. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.